Retail uniforms are rarely flattering, but ours had taken a particularly dystopian turn. Management, in their infinite wisdom, had recently rolled out a Return to Brand Values initiative, which was code for "We're cutting costs and blaming culture." As part of this, the dress code was updated, in all caps naturally, to enforce full uniform compliance across all employees. For most of us, this meant stiff red polos, khaki slacks, and regulation non-slip shoes. No scarves, no sweaters, no personal flair. It didn't matter if the stockroom was glacial or if your shoes gave you blisters. The rule was the rule. Enter Megan, the new project coordinator. Megan was the kind of middle manager who got high on laminated clipboards. She floated between stores conducting visual compliance audits, which was a fancy way of saying she pointed at things and made notes while others worked. On her first day visiting our location, Megan pulled aside one of our part-timers, Jazz, a senior in high school who wore a discreet black cardigan over her uniform because the break room heater hadn't worked since Obama's first term. "You need to remove that," Megan snapped. "The dress code doesn't allow for unauthorized layers." Jazz explained politely that she was cold. "That's not my concern," Megan replied. "Compliance is." Jazz, to her credit, complied. She folded the cardigan, placed it in her locker, and went back to greeting customers with chattering teeth. Megan, satisfied, marked something on her clipboard and moved on. Later that week, Megan emailed the store manager to reinforce the policy. Any deviation from the dress code, including cold weather accommodations, must be authorized and judged to sign writing from corporate HR. I read that email. I'm the floor lead, and I had an idea. The next morning, I arrived 15 minutes early, wearing precisely the company-issued red polo, company-issued khakis, and, per the handbook, nothing else. No undershirt, no belt, company-approved shoes, no socks. It was 28 degrees in the stockroom. I shivered at the register like a Victorian orphan, loudly discussing my dedication to policy with every customer in earshot. Other employees followed suit. Cardigans vanished. Scarves disappeared. We were a visual compliance success, and also a collective health hazard. The tipping point came when a new hire, following our example, fainted during restocking. EMS was called. The store manager panicked. Megan was notified. Her response? She arrived bundled in a Patagonia parka and gloves, and then tried to cite us for creating an unsafe working environment by refusing reasonable attire. I simply held up her own email, printed and highlighted. Compliance, after all, was her concern, not ours. Corporate was less amused. Megan was reassigned to back-end logistics, where no one could see her clipboards. The dress code was quietly updated the next month to include store-approved cold weather gear. We still wear our cardigans, and now we do so with the smug warmth of justice.